Yeah, we keep getting cut off here.
Yeah, I'm probably on a little bit of a bad connection. Can you see me okay?
Yes, I certainly can.
Awesome, great, yeah. So yeah, tell me about Game Zone. Please.
Okay. Well, first of all, my name is Geoffrey Hardy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Uh,
too.
Game Zone is a unique niche in the video gaming market where this is a business I was previously involved with up in Northern Virginia, right outside the deep state. It's basically what we technically call a mobile video gaming theater.
Okay.
So it's basically a rolling video game theater that we can take to events, any type of venue. We ended up doing about 80 or so birthday parties a month. In about 4 to 5 years of business, we probably did about $2 million. We went from one of these units to four. That was through a franchise business. I've since moved down to Florida. I had to wait for my non-compete disclosure to expire, which it has, and I'm now looking to open up the business on my own and possibly take it nationwide. I've talked to a number of investors today on this marathon.
Oh,
Quite a few liked what they heard. Um,
congratulations.
it's yep. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been quite a day for you guys. I know that it's been a long one. Started at 9:30 this morning on my end. So
I've been up since 2, so if I look a bit bleary-eyed, you know why.
that's okay. I totally understand. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm actually one of the founders of Pitch Investors Live, and I've had a couple of successful startup exits, and basically been involved in technology most of my career. Um,
Okay.
Really into cryptocurrency, and I love fun stuff. And I saw your Game Zone, and I thought, awesome, that sounds really
Yeah.
cool. I mean, I
Well,
like parties, especially I have a young kid, he's 5, and I go to
well,
parties and stuff.
I'm telling Matt, the video gaming industry is projected to be 180 billion by 2021. It's just exploding. So we have found a niche in that industry where we can bring the event right to your location with a multiplayer environment. I mean, it's amazing. So the trailers have 5 TVs inside with all the latest games and all the latest consoles, including 2 TVs on the outside when you open the vendor doors. And I have a little video clip here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I'll try and play it for you
Well, I'll
just to give
certainly
you a
give it a
general
try.
idea. Are you familiar with this concept?
No, not except that I saw a small part of. I think I saw you pitch Kevin a little bit earlier. I
Can
didn't
you
see the
see
whole thing.
this? So
That's
that's
it.
the virtual reality in the front. That's the game board there. Then you've got one, two, three, four more TVs inside. You've got a long, comfy couch that runs the whole length of the trailer on one side. 20 to 25 people can play at a time. Now, this became such a hit up there where we were working. I got hired by the Washington Redskins. We started doing all their home game, their free game entertainment. We became a gigantic success with the schools. So I'm looking to recapture that success, but without all the. My hands were tied being a franchise owner. I couldn't impede another franchise territory. They were always critiquing our posts. There was royalties, booking fees, Google AdWords fees. I mean, when you added up all the fees I paid in 2016, it was about over $61,000.
Wow.
So that was money I could have reinvested back into the business.
So it was a good business, but it was just well, basically you were working for someone else, basically.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Yep.
So
So what we're looking
tell me
for.
about the businesses, about the basics of the business. Then.
I'm sorry.
Tell me about the basics of the business, if you don't mind.
Okay, the basics of the business involves a 40-foot trailer with a 3/4 ton pickup truck to pull it. I need about 100. I'm looking for about 120 to 150,000 starting capital to purchase the first rig down here. We project to add a second one after 1 year, and after that, it's off to the races. I've already got clients lined up, including the St. Lucie Mets. They're very receptive to having one of these things out at their games. This is also where the New York Mets does their spring training, the baseball team. I've reached out to a number of schools already down here, boys and girls clubs, and they're just waiting for me to get this thing going.
And what is so? Tell me about like how much do you make at an event? Is that how you make money?
Our price point up in Virginia was $3.99 for a 2-hour party, and for large format events, we were charging $2.50 an hour with a 2-hour minimum. There were quite a few events that we did throughout the year up there, which would take all 4 of our units, community day events or whatever it might be. We worked with the Pentagon at quite a few events. They would take all 4 of our trailers for 8 hours for a full day, and
so
it was a hell of a day.
$1,000 for those 4 units, right?
Exactly, right.
Okay.
Yep. So we did a lot of stuff with the military being right up in D.C. Of course, we've got a huge presence up there.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And do you do you need like 1 employee per trailer, or is it like
Yeah, the profit margin's pretty good, Matt. It's probably about 40%. 1 employee can run the whole thing. In fact, the business, I would have what we call the driver/game coach. He would drive the truck and trailer to the event, and then when he got there, he would actually run the trailer, and he was the game coach. He would help the customers or the guests with game selections, making sure the games were loaded correctly. If they had any problems or questions, I hired guys that had a background in gaming. The hardest part was training them to drive this thing, because it's a 40-foot trailer. So we put them through 30 days of driver training before we even cut them loose.
And then after that, it's just fun, right?
Yeah, then they were good. I would normally go with them on their first 1 or 2. When they went out, I would just make sure that they were good. Because you're talking, it's a lot of dollars. The trailers itself are about $50,000 to $55,000, and then of course, you're talking a big truck that you're pulling it with. Washington D.C. traffic, I'm sure you know what that's like if you've been around the area. Can be pretty brutal. So I want to make sure that these guys are up to par. Now down here, I really won't have to deal with that much of a traffic issue. And the other thing is down here, the weather is going to be a big plus. Up there, December, January, February, we had snow, we had ice, we had freezing temperatures. Down here in Florida, where I'm going to launch this thing, that won't be a factor.
What part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Vero Beach, man. I'm right in between West Palm and Daytona.
Cool. Well, I'm in Weston.
Okay.
It's Fort Lauderdale, basically. So,
yeah, I know what that is. Sure.
That's cool.
Okay.
So I could actually even check this out in person. Okay, so you make $1,000. Let's say you make $1,000 if you get all the trucks out. You get $1,000 basically per day. Is that about right?
That's about correct. Yeah. With all 4 of our trucks out there, Matt. So we did a couple of $25,000 weekends. With all 4 trucks being utilized at big events. So the money is there. I mean, it's just getting them. It's going to probably take about 6 months of break-in to get traction going. But then once the word gets out, it's off to the races with this thing.
Can you repeat that?
Because I know how it worked up in Virginia. It'll probably be the same way.
Can you repeat those numbers for me? Sorry. It was how much for a weekend? You make 25.
There were some weekends where we would pull in 20 to 22,000 in one weekend. This would be like a Friday. We would have an all-night grad party on a Friday, and then all 4 trucks would be at big events on the weekends. Now you got to remember, each one of those trucks is making $2.50 an hour. Okay.
Well, okay.
And some of these events ran until 2 o'clock in the morning. So it would be more than 8 hours. Some of these events would be 12 hours.
I see what's going on. Yeah, I've just adjusted the way I've understood your numbers.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but what is a typical weekend though? Because that's obviously like one of the best.
A typical weekend would be each truck would normally have 4 birthday parties on a Saturday. We normally started our first event at 10 a.m. in the morning, and we used to like to finish up at 10 o'clock at night. Now, this would not include holidays. New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve were always big nights for us because the adults would call us in. We'd entertain the kids, and the adults would have a blast in the house without having to worry about what the kids were doing. and we would be there till all hours of the evening. So we would always all do a lot of work on holidays, obviously, too.
So help me figure out what I'm looking for is like either like an average weekend dollar amount or like a or even just an annual summary. Like what's the income on one for a year roughly?
Okay, I've
it doesn't
got
matter whatever numbers you got, really. I mean,
yeah, I've got my numbers right here, Matt. We're projecting right now for the first year with one vehicle to probably do about $119,000 in business in the first year. That's with one truck. Now that's about where I was in Virginia. The first year we did 92,000. That was with the first one vehicle. Then we went up to about 200,000 after we added the second. And then in fact, I've got our income tax returns here from the business all the way through 2016, so you can see the growth in revenue as it progressed. And then we ended up at about a 400 and I think it was about between 420 and 430 with the 4 trailers.
Okay, I'm just looking at that one vehicle for now. That's really what I'm paying attention to. So,
right.
So you've got 120 to 150 purchase for that vehicle, and you basically make 119K in the first year.
Right.
And then I guess that number goes up. Basically, is the summary.
Of course.
So then, I mean, I get how long basically it takes to break even and stuff.
Right.
It's actually kind of a fun sounding business, to be honest.
It was amazing. I loved it, and I loved working for myself. If it wasn't for the part of the franchise, I'd probably still be doing it up there. But this is a way for me to do it. I know the business. I did it for almost 8 years. I know what it takes to get going. I know what it takes to keep it going, and I certainly know how to market it. So it won't take me long to get this thing really up and running quickly.
So you're looking for 120 to 150K basic. You're looking for the cost of buying this vehicle. That's really the only.
Well, that's the big purchase is obviously the trailer. There's a company up in Tennessee that builds these things from scratch. When you get it, it's turnkey. It's loaded with everything you need, including the games. You don't have to purchase anything, and it runs between 50 and 55,000. They've got a couple of different models you can choose from. I know what type of generator that's needed in these things to run it. You also always want to have a backup generator in your truck just in case something does go wrong, so a party's not dead in the middle. I learned that the hard way, so I know the pitfalls that can happen and how to avoid those. So,
cool.
Yeah, we can get running pretty quickly. I can guarantee you that.
And did you say how much? What are the terms that you're offering for that?
I'm looking anywhere between 6 to 8% ROI.
So this is
or an equity percentage. I'm open to also, Matt. Believe me.
So you're looking at doing like a loan would be your preference.
Yeah, or like I just said, an equity partner would be great to help me grow the business.
Do you have any numbers in mind for that? If you were to do that,
I could go to 15% on the equity. I mean, my ultimate goal, Matt, is to do a strategic partnership with a company such as GameStop. They're nationwide, and take this thing to a nationwide level, and basically maybe start selling franchises myself down the road once I get established. That's what I would really like to do. I know the business. I know what it takes to run it, and with the right people, we could do it.
Awesome. Okay.
I have a business plan, pitch deck, and 3 years projected financials. I'd certainly love to get to you so you can look them over.
Do you have have you spoken to anyone on the team like Diani or Diana?
Yeah, Diani and Diana was my initial contact, and I'm always in contact with Diani now. Also, yes.
Okay, so could you email? Well, you probably already did give information to Diani, so I'll just get her to pass it along to me so I can take a look. And also,
okay.
We'll talk again, but I think you're so near that if this ends up being of interest, then it's definitely worth driving up to Vero Beach just to check it out. I mean,
or I could meet you halfway too, whatever you like, Matt. That would be fine. Sure.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, it works for me. Awesome. All right, so I'll reach out to Diani and have her forward you all the info. How's that sound?
Please, yeah, that'd be great. And I'm
All right, it
glad
was
you've
a
been
pleasure.
having a good day. It sounds like
What's that?
It sounds like you did well today. So I'm glad
Yeah,
to hear you
I've
did well
been.
today.
You're my fifth person today. I started with Kevin Harrington this morning,
Wow.
and it was about 2 weeks ago. I did Laurel Lagmar. She was the first one, and she actually mentioned me in one of her pitches today. She said, "Oh, there's that party guy. I got to get a hold of him." She saw me watching the video. Yeah. So
So did
anyway.
you do another one with Laurel today?
No, I didn't do one with Laurel. I did Chris Salem.
Ah,
I did Sal. I did Jim Parr, you, and Kevin Harrington this morning.
cool.
So 5.
All right.
Yeah, so
Well, that's
I did my part on the marathon.
you certainly did. You certainly did.
I know. Okay.
Fantastic. Okay,
All right.
so send me the info. I'll look over it
I
in
will.
detail, and we'll talk. And if nothing else, I want to see you succeed. So I definitely want to at least continue talking to you about it, and maybe who the hell knows, maybe. You still there?
Oh, you're there again? Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I clicked.
That's no problem.
I clicked my phone. Okay, so let's wrap it up. I think I'm supposed to limit this to 10 minutes. I think we went at slightly.
Yeah, I know. That's what they said. Yeah. Okay.
So
all right, Matt. Well, I will get that info off, like I said to Deani, and you can take a look at it.
Wonderful. Yeah. Cheers.
And I look forward to following up with you. Thank you.
Brilliant. See you later.
All right. Have a good night. Get some sleep, will you?
Man, I'm exhausted.
I know you look a little tired.
You can't really see the color of my eyes, but they're like brake lights. Looks like I've been smoking something. I promise I haven't.
Oh no, I doubt that, but I get it. All right, Matt. Have a good evening. Thank you very much for connecting. I appreciate it.
A pleasure.
Okay. Bye now.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Boy, that was quick. I just ended with.